All right, so you can do me a favor if you're watching the stream again, keep it muted so that I can keep the voice on there. Very shortly, you should see, hopefully, my iPad appear on here. If it says sign out in order to watch the video.
How do we sign out though?
You sign out on the top right corner of the screen. If your name is on there, you want to browse. But I'm not restarting it. You're tripping. Great. All right, so these notes will also be on your resource if you need them. Okay, so here's what we got. I need your help in this. So have these 3 items up. So maybe the lecture link, so you know what's going on with the lecture if you can't see the projector. You should have the data that I gave you. So the points of the bus system, right? So I have 3 routes. What's the first route that I'm eliminating? What's the route that I'm eliminating?
Blue.
What's the name of the blue route? Are you sure it's blue? It's the orange route. Which route is that? 11.
20.
All right, so we got route 11. Now I also gave you the actual timetable for route 11. Can you guys pull that up? All right, so what's the first stop on route 11? Transit center, perfect. So that's where it begins actually. So what I'm going to do here. So route 11 is going to begin at the transit center. I'm going to type in TC on here. Okay. Then where does it go from there? Okay, so it's First Street. So that's the first stop, right? And you might give us the time. So if you scroll down on that time sheet. Perfect. First Street and Las Casitas. All right, so what we want to do using Google Maps is figure out the distance between Transit Center and First Street. Can someone pull that up for me? So we're going to do Livermore Transit Center to the corner of First Street and Las Casitas. So go to Google Maps and find that street, drop a pin onto that point in the map, and they go from Transit Center. Perfect, we got it. Is that the first street? Yeah, Livermore Valley. So that's Transit Center. Let's do First Street and Las Casitas. You should be able to do intersections on Google Maps. You used to take it before.
Okay, got it.
Got it? What's the distance? You're driving it. We got 0.7 miles. Great. First Street plus Casitas. So that's 0.7 miles according to this. Let's click on the actual bus route. On the actual bus route, yeah, 0.7. So it's consistent with both of them. Actually, okay. So the first stop is pretty short. It's 0.7 miles, which is good. So then we want to look at the other alternate routes. So what other alternate routes did I give you? I think it's 20x. And what's the red line? 10. Thank you. So now what's the first, where does it depart from? Do they all depart from the transit center? Or does 20X depart from somewhere else? So now you guys gotta go to the Wheels bus site system. To the Wheels sites. Oh my goodness. To the Wheels bus site and find the timetable for 20X and 10 and find out the point of departure from those. And then we gotta calculate the distance from that first start point to First Street.
We close the door.
Yeah. Help me out. Pull up Google Maps.
No, it's no.
Okay, and you're looking at, keep that on, and then open it tab. Okay, and type in Wheels bus. Wheels bus. Does anyone have a timetable for me for 20X? So if you go to, once you're on the bus side, if you go to local routes, on the far left where the bus is, from here you follow me, I'm gonna need everyone's cell phone this. You should either have, you need the Wheels bus system information, and I need Google Maps.
I got it right here.
Perfect. What's the first stop for Wheels on 20X? What is the department? You can look at the timeline. We'll just keep it, regular one. Okay, perfect. So this is great because the blue one was from the same place. So 20X is the same. It's coming out from TC, Transit Center. What about 10? Perfect. You got 10? Excellent. Drop down a little bit. Let's see if we can get a. Oh, that is a really good one.
Only changes from the AM.
Click on the first location and use that one. Use the Transit Center. Transit Center. Excellent. Great news. All of the routes come out of the Transit Center. So if I'm creating my graph, take a look. I know, I'm just as excited about it. If you look at my map, all of the edges, so that's all of the lines, between 11, 20X, and 10 are 0. Now remember, what I want to be able to accomplish is to draw all of the stops that 11 does first. So can someone tell me if you have the timeline for 11 open? Can you tell me what other stops there are? The ones that are scheduled. We won't worry about the little points on the street. That's too much. I just want the ones that are scheduled. You're using Safari. So you got it. Perfect. Thank you. So first result is Positas. I got that one. The second one is Vasco.
Yeah.
Perfect. And if you're not sure about what I'm doing right now, please let me know soon so that I can kind of go back a little bit. So the next one is Vasco, right? What's the distance? Can someone drop that into maps? See what I'm doing here? I'm just looking at the route from 11 to every single point on that schedule. Who's lost on the scheduling thing? So that one I provided for you. Go to your classroom stream. You actually got a better one. Keep that one open and then go back to the classroom stream. So if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say the whole schedule thing, go to the classroom stream real quick and pull up the source that I gave you for the stream. Let me see if I can show you guys real quick. Perfect. You want to go to the last one. Yep. Perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and project your screen for a second. Go out with it. All right, so now I have both screens on here, right? So this is the one that I provided for you. This is the transit center, right? I will scroll down to here for you. Okay, so we scroll down, you get all of the stops. So the map that I'm making right now is completely relative to these stops. So as you can see, I mapped out transit center. I mapped out First Street and Las Positas. Las Positas and Vasco. And then the next thing that I'm doing is that I'm putting the distances between each point. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back to mine. Go ahead and disconnect from yours, so click on the little square up, there you go, and then disconnect airplane. It's something here. Hopefully mine goes back in here. Kind of weird. I'm lucky, everything's working right. Okay. So on my map, we mapped the first one, right? We generated it from Google Maps. How long is the distance between the first stop, which is Transit and First Street? Then I'm gonna generate the distance between First Street and Vasco. Does anyone have that for me yet? You're more than welcome to jump ahead and get the next one. So from Transit, from First Street to, I don't know which one is next, from Vasco to the next one. Anyone got that on Google Maps for me? Got it? Okay, so I got from First Street to Vasco, that's 2.8 miles. I really appreciate that.
Really?
So 2.8 miles right there. What's the next stop after Vasco? Let me make sure you print all of that first.
Okay.
What's the next stop, guys? You got my transfer route. Go back to the one I will show you on the screen. Perfect. Drop that. So National and Greenville, right? So what's the distance between Vasco and Greenville? Drop by into Google Maps. And the cool thing is that once you kind of start the route, you'll be able to measure the distance. Even better, if you get really smart on this, you can drop in the starting location, which is First Street or Transit Center, put the last location for directions on Google Maps, and that would be to the last point in Route 11. Get directions according to transit, and then you can just measure the distance between those main points. So that's a really smart way to do it. You'll get the distance a lot faster than me. Right? So anyone have Vasco to National? All right, so type in the last place we were at was Vasco, and what was the cross street for that? Oh, perfect, you have it. Thank you. All right, so it's 1.7 miles here. All right, how many stops do we got? One more? Cool, so we're gonna find the last one. Thank you guys that are staying with me on this. Go ahead and put that away, please. Alright, and then yeah, thank you. You got it. So that's the Greenville, but that's the total distance, right? This is great. So then, why don't we go and zoom in on this so close this out. Right click it. And then measure distance. Okay. Awesome. So now what we gotta do is move back one. Hold the difference. So let's go to the okay. And then we're gonna make sure from just like I mentioned right here, so the last one I gotta make sure I'm quick. This one. So can you just look at the map? Yeah, so we're gonna go from here, National Greenville to West. Okay, so we're gonna look for National Greenville, which is right on this side. Perfect. We're gonna zoom in on that. Okay, and then we're gonna try to we're gonna find out one here to Las Positas. You gotta go to the streets first. Did anyone find me the last one? So it's just back to Las Positas, first in Las Positas. It's pretty much just going over here. Anyone give me a distance on that? 3.7? Perfect. So take a look at the stream. This will all make sense now. So if you're looking at the relationship between the timetable that I gave you, which gives you the main spots that is the bus is going to get there at. Those are the only ones we're looking at. I'm not going to have you guys look at every single point. That will be way too much. Right? So you're only looking at the ones that are advertised on the timetable. And when we look at this, it's Transit Center to First Street, which is the route, is 0.7. Vasco is 2.8. National and Greenville is 1.7. And then it goes back to First Street. So now you can see that if we're eliminating that route, that we'll have to get 20X's on here as well. So we'll have to pull up the timetable for 20X. And that's where we're gonna have to not only put that timetable on here, but incorporate the distance between any one of the stops at 20X to First Street, any one of the stops from 20X to Vasco, etc. So your graph is gonna look something, I have one on the board earlier. It's gonna look very crazy, to say the least. You're gonna have a big spider web of points, but it will give you all the data you need to solve this problem in a good logical fashion using a minimal spanning tree. Drawing it out is definitely a good conjecture, right? It's a good hypothesis. It's a good start. But you want to definitely prove to me that logically and according to the measured distance that it works. Okay, so why don't we try, okay, you guys pick one. You guys want to start with 10 or 10? I mean 20X or 10? 10? Sounds good. 10 is good. All right, so 10. What's the first stop at 10? And you want to look at the timetable at the bottom, the one that gives you the cross streets. You just want to look at the stop. So for Transit Center, it has to go somewhere, right? Where does it go after Transit Center? Okay, so you're looking at stop number 3. That's when it arrives at Transit Center. And you're looking at number 4, which is Valley Care Livermore Campus. So we're gonna measure the distance between the Transit Center to Valley Care Campus. Okay, that one's easy because you can just type into Google Valley Care Campus from the Transit Center, and it will give you the distance. Okay, you should try to do this. You got it for me? This is good for the stops and actually find out as long as that is the distance. Unless it's well, I just a little bit smart. This will so what we're looking at is and then we're gonna measure the last distance. So it's gonna be from now we're looking at a different route. So we're going to take about this one and connect it to the other one. So hold on, I'll show you just the back. So this right here? Oh, Pleasanton or Livermore? Stay in Livermore. So the Livermore Valley Center. Did anyone give me the distance between DC Transit Center and the Livermore Valley Care? So on your directions for your maps. Oh, thank you. I got it. Oh, that's all the way out there. So the 20X. Are we looking at 20X or the line 10? Line 10, right? And that's the first step it does going that way. It's going way out there. Okay? So here's what it's doing. So red is going all the way to 8.4 miles, which is its first stop. 8.4 miles. Okay? And it's going to the Valley Care Medical Center. And I know that's outside of our scope. And that's okay. Because what do we do with the spanning tree when we're paving roads? Did we even worry about the ones that were like 6 or 7? No, we looked at those last. So then that means that we can look at Transit Center and we can draw a line between Transit Center and any one of the other 3 points. Like we can start on National Greenville, right? And we know there that that's going to be probably, I will measure that, right? So from Transit Center to National Greenville, maybe draw directions on a car, get the distance for that. Okay, so I'm just going to put an X for that. Then from National Green Should you go to Vasco next, and then First Street, and then to the Valley Care Center, and then for 10 to continue its route and finish it? Or, you know, which stop should you do first from the 11 route? You get what I'm saying? So it might seem like a lot of data, but really, guys, all you gotta do is figure out the order that you should go in to National Vasco and First, and from which stop from the other routes. So you look at the whole timetable and you decide whether you want to service those routes, you know, for 10 on its way to Valley Care Center, or maybe on its way back from Valley Care Center. So as a team, look at the timetables. Look at how the stops coincide with each other. See if they're close to each other at all. And just start making a graph like this one. I got plenty of paper, so you can do it on paper first. And I'll come around to help you guys out individually. The good news is that you guys have groups of 4. So each person can have a different timetable on their screen. And you can see them all at the same time. And then compare which stop you want to do first. And on the last one, maybe you have a Google map that shows you where those stops are at. DJ found a really good map that shows the bus as it's moving, and it also the stops. Again, you don't have to focus on the stops that are not documented, especially for 11. You just focus on the ones that have a time to them. Okay? DJ, do me a favor, can you post that link onto the classroom stream?
Comment.
Yeah. You can do an announcement. So on the bottom right, you click on the plus sign and you press announcement and just link it in there. Cool. So getting to your groups, I'll come around and help you guys out individually. The first thing you should start up as a group is get all of the timetables on your screens. Get a map and start writing down the different points on that graph. And I'll work on it as well. I'll start to get a graph going so you guys can refer to it if you were really okay. Perfect.
So is that the one we're just?